Yeah.
Hello there. We're about to interview Dylan Howe with regard to the Stravinsky Duo project. So let me introduce you to Dylan. Here he is. Hello, Dylan.
Hello.
So the first question is, why Stravinsky?
Why Stravinsky? A good question indeed, Will. One which I'll answer now. I liked him for a long time. Don't know him personally, obviously, but liked the music. Yeah, I mean, I was a kid, as you said. They would play the end of the Firebird just before Yes would go on stage. So I mean, I was going to gigs when I was very small, probably 4 or something, 5. So I didn't know what it was, but it was very exciting. It was the kind of, it was like the kind of build, and you felt everyone's excitement because they knew that the group were about to come on, and it was their intro music as the lights would go down and they would play the end of the Firebird, and I just associate it with a sense of wonder and a sense of kind of
Anticipation.
Anticipation, yeah, totally, yeah, and then also quite to a young mind, or even now, it sounds very kind of exotic and kind of multi-layered and kind of complicated, but in a kind of simple, straight line kind of way. It's got a lot to it. So it's been with me for a long time. But I've always thought it too much of a big thing to try and do. But somehow it's happened.
So why do you think it's happened or happening?
I think it's happened because you and I, Will, and I, we've been we started to get together in the afternoons to practice just drums and piano a few times because the bass player couldn't make it or something, and then we thought, well, we'll just do it anyway. And we used to play in the afternoons over in this restaurant called the Ebury in Pimlico, and then we were just sort of messing around with some kind of stuff, a bit of this sort of what's called metric modulation things, and then sort of time changes, and then kind of superimposition, kind of trying to get into like advanced rhythmic ideas, and then kind of, but always keeping a pulse and a swing and a feeling. And then I think we were talking one afternoon, and we said, we need to do something as a duo, but what? You can't just be like playing standards. Can't just be. Got to have a thing, which sort of is going to make it individual and special. And then Stravinsky popped in.
Popped in.
He just popped in.
Just popped in for a cup of tea.
He did, and he's been here ever since. Really.
Yeah, can't get rid of him.
Can't get rid of him. We've been for it must be a year and a half now. Studying each of the sections of the score, finding bits that we really like, other bits that we don't like, and not so much don't like, but kind of that work or don't work. And
do you feel that that's been a sort of learning experience? Or?
Right, yeah, I mean, it's definitely, it's such a challenge, and it's been so hard, but so easy as well, because it seems to happen like in a natural way. The sort of opening up and getting into certain things, understanding how we might adapt it, taking some of the motifs, or I had to use the word motif.
It's fine.
Sorry, and other things, but also I'm understanding it's not just a rhythmic workout. It's the melodic and harmonic areas. Because it's as I understand it, it's he came from a kind of a Russian folk sort of upbringing, and so that's very much because they call it pagan dance or something like that. As we see, I've really done my homework. But I've got a book on him now, so I'm going to read up for next time on.
Yeah.
You know.
So there's folk music in there.
There is, but not, you know, some silly people with jangling around acoustic guitars and
Heaven forbid.
long hair. You know. So there's that. Thank you.
How do you go about doing this? How does it happen?
With a lot of time putting into it. To be honest, because we've taken, if you like, American jazz influence and what we're into, and you know, and putting it in a setting which is very structured and very well, I mean, it's strict in the sense of the score, but we wanted to inject in a feeling of, you know, I was trying to think of kind of what would it be like if you heard Coltrane's rhythm section or Miles Davis's rhythm section, or you know, that sort of thing, playing this kind of music. I'd like that album. Where is it in the shops? It's not in the shops. Let's make one.
So for the people who might say, why are you bothering? Why don't people just go and listen to The Rite of Spring, conducted by Leonard Bernstein?
Well, it's very good. It's good, but it doesn't have swinging drums and piano, improvising, repeating sections. It doesn't have it doesn't have a jazz feeling in it. Bernstein's version is the one I definitely go to. That's what I've been using to practice and to get to know the sections. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
But we're, and especially in this setting with drums and piano, you're just hearing the kind of pure essence of the two things, and the crossover of both. Of, you know, you might think, well, the piano's going to be the classical bit and the drum's going to be the jazz bit, but we swap sides and we meet in the middle, and we, you know, and to play as a duo is a challenging thing, and it's a pure sound.
So the possibility of adding a third or fourth or fifth member, that's quite a...
Well, I mean, we just got to find a ukulele player that can cut it, really.
Okay, thank you for that answer. Brilliant. When is all this?
Well, it's now, basically.
It's now.
Now, and that's it, really. We're album done, in the can. Gigs coming up. It's November 3rd today, 2009. Got a gig on the 4th and 5th.
5th and 6th.
5th and 6th, actually. Yeah, that is. And then beginning of the year 2010 to album release. Obscurity. No. And yeah, I it's something, you know, I love to do this thing. Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much, Dylan Howe. That's all for now. Thank you. Goodbye.